A global leader in poetry. She is best known for Milk and Honey, and if you've been in a bookstore in the past several years, I promise you have seen this on the best-selling shelves. Rupi Kaur is a renowned poet. She uses her voice to deliver important messages of empowerment, race, culture, and love, and Rupi's body of work is a testament to strength and to resilience. So let's take a sneak peek here at what you can expect to see during her upcoming global tour.
They convinced me I only had a few good years left. They can keep their lies, for I have just gotten started. I feel as though I just left the womb. My 20s are the warm-up for what I'm really about to do.
So let's find out what she's really about to do. Rupi, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm particularly inspired by that as a 32-year-old as well. I'm hoping that I'm also just getting started. It's a pleasure to have you on. In that clip there, of course, you're just getting started, but you were 21 years old when you wrote and illustrated Milk and Honey, which has become a smash hit among smash hits. I mean, what has that been like, your relationship in the years since then?
I feel like it's very hard to even comprehend that. It's a book that I wrote while I was studying in college. I wrote it in my dorm room, living with my best friends, in between going to classes and part-time jobs. And never, ever in a million years did I think this self-published collection of poetry would go on to change the trajectory of my life. But I feel very thankful.
One passage from one of your poems that we wanted to read is, "Do you think if I begged the sky hard enough, my mother's soul would return to me as my daughter so I can give her the comfort she gave me my whole life?" How does being the daughter of Indian immigrants influence your writing and your performance?
I write because of my Punjabi Sikh heritage. I think that journey, my dad is a refugee, my mom and I, we immigrated over, and that entire story and the trauma that they carry from a genocide that tried to erase my people has been the pulse of my writing, and continues to be moving forward. I think especially on my hardest days, I think about them and I think about what countless people in my community have suffered through the years. And that always gives me the strength to sort of keep on going, write another book, and sort of run through all the challenges. I think that when you focus on something that's bigger than you, it really gives you the strength and inspiration to keep moving forward.
Rupi, across the country right now, there's been an increasing debate about banning books, to the point that, in fact, Milk and Honey is one of the many books that have now been placed on the banned list in Texas. I'm curious what your reaction is to that.
I feel I'm so speechless. It breaks my heart because somebody asked me a couple years ago, what's your dream? Like, Milk and Honey is this big book and it's become this phenomenon. What's your dream? And I told this individual, my dream is for young girls to read this book and not be able to relate to it anymore. Because the reason that they can relate to it, it's sad. There's poems about sexual abuse, violence, heartbreaking, horrible things. And that's what young women gathered around. And it's so unfortunate and it's kind of disturbing just to see the ways that those poems about our experiences, about the abuse that we endure, are now, that's the reason that this book is being banned. And it's really scary moving forward, I think, for young girls and society everywhere, not just young women. But I hope that I can continue working with librarians and teachers to sort of find a way to get this book unbanned and back in classrooms.
Poetry is, of course, among art forms. It can be very personal, and certainly everyone can have their own interpretation of the poetry that they're reading. A tour is an interesting place for it. You don't hear of a lot of poetry tours. What are you hoping that fans can take away from going to these shows and maybe having a communal experience?
I think that the live performances are where the poetry comes full circle, because you can read a book by yourself, you read it in your own voice, but rarely do we get to hear the words said out loud, like through the author. And I think that really is me pulling readers into my universe through music, through storytelling and through visuals, and showing them that this is this is a universe that I am creating when writing this work. And what I hope to do is to move them, to connect with them and move them for those 2 hours that they're with me.
I mean, there's plenty of people that would already say that you've done that. Rupi Kaur, the world tour, you can get tickets out right now. Rupi, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.